This is the third of the 3 videos that I'm doing talking about different aspects of life as a hobbyist photographer. In this video I'm talking about unique opportunities. I've said in past 2 videos that it bears repeating, whether you do video, still photography, a mixture of formats for YouTube, websites, social media, whatever it is, you can do pretty much anything that I'm talking about in these 3 videos, regardless of what format or formats you prefer to work in, again, whether it be for social media, your own pleasure, or just to have for years to come, it doesn't really matter. As in these videos I'm talking about things from a hobbyist photographer's point of view, because that's what I am, and I'm kind of meaning to keep this about local, because if you're a hobbyist photographer like myself, you may not have the finances to travel to other cities, other areas, and I'm talking about things that are local to you, so you don't need to pay a lot of money or spend a lot of time trying to get out to other cities, other areas. Unique opportunities are the events, sometimes often public events, that you take a look at and you think, I have the time and the opportunity to get to, and I really feel that this is something that will not be repeated. Each city and each local area has, of course, their own annual events. Here in Dundee there's the Transport Museum Open Day, there's the Christmas Lights Nights, which, there's something similar all around the world, I'm sure. And there's also the Flower and Food Festival, and I'm hoping to get to that maybe perhaps this year, because I haven't been to that for many years. And I'm going to talk about maybe a few of these events towards the end of the year, how they're structured, my experiences going to them. Maybe that's an idea that I'm thinking about doing, but that'll be a lot later this year, probably towards the end of the year, at least towards the end of the summer at least. But I'm talking about unique opportunities, as in these unique events that you take a look at, and that you find out however you do that are upcoming, and you take a look and you think, well, I don't think that this event will be repeated. Things like seeing the Olympic Flame. I saw that was on 2012 on its tour around the UK before the Olympics in London. There's also different events that I've seen happening. Sometimes these can be anniversaries of things like landmarks. A couple of years ago there was the Tay Road Bridge 50th anniversary celebrations. That doesn't seem to be transferred into an annual event. I don't know whether they'll be doing the next one when it's 60 years old, when it's 75 years old. I don't know. That was a great event, a great day. There was different stalls, there was a bit of wrestling from the local guys that I know. There was a land train, there was different things going on, and it was a great free to enter open to the public event. There's also musical performances. So I took advantage of that and went down and got some great photos and a little bit of video at that event. Also, again, content from YouTube is a lot of the reason why I attend these events. Also, there's been things like the European City of Culture bid send-off that I went down to last year. Now, that was a completely unique event. Unfortunately, the bid was declared null and void from all UK cities due to Brexit, and the European Union decided they weren't going to let UK cities bid on it. I think it's 2019 or something city that they were trying to decide on. Obviously, because we were coming out of, or 2020, whatever year it was, European Union decided not to allow UK cities in the bidding process anyway. And that was a decent event. There was some singing, there was some dancing, there was speeches from local councillors, there was a bid, kind of envelopes that signified the bid being handed over and driven out of the city square. Wasn't a long event, wasn't one of those all-day events. It was open to the public, anybody could go down, and I did, and a couple other Dundee YouTubers did. I know that went down and covered that a little bit, and that was great. It was I got unique photos. That bid send off, one time only thing. I don't know, because of Brexit, because of anything else, whether we'll actually even, because a percentage of the city was actually excited about that. That was a unique thing. I said I don't know whether we'll ever see anything like that again. So that was pretty unique one-off event. The real unique experience that I would say when it comes to public events, this is slightly not, well, it is public because it was in a public space and it's open to the public, but my experience of it wasn't as just going along as a member of the public, was just actually this past weekend as I'm recording this, the 28th of April. I've spoken before about the Maggie's Penguin Parade that's upcoming here in Dundee. It's similar to the Urwillie Bucket Trail that was held a couple of years ago, where there'll be, I think it's more, there's more statues involved. I think there's about 80 penguin statues involved in the 70 or 80. There's at least about 100 miniature penguin statues that have gone out to pretty much all of the schools in the local area for them to have a unique design painted on as well. So each of these about 70 or 80 Maggie's Penguin Parade statues, which are about 5 foot or so in height, statues of penguins will be placed right around Dundee in the local area, each with a unique design, and it'll be like a treasure hunt. They'll go like the Urwillie Bucket Trail. Each one will be in its own location, so you can go around the city and the area and try and find them. All or particular designs that you want to see, and there's a couple of interesting ones I've seen as well. One dressed up like almost like an old style motor racing driver or motorcycle kind of cross BM. I don't know what you call it, but like one of those sports motorcyclist ones. I've seen a couple of designs previewed in the papers recently. What happened last weekend was one of the artists chosen to paint the statues. I think each artist has one statue to paint. Well, the artist was a lady called Miss Catherine Redgate, and she did a public painting of her penguin statue at Asda Curtain this past Saturday. Took her 2 and a bit days to actually do it. The Friday night she spent a couple hours, I believe, kind of preparing the penguin with some white paint on it, just so it can so the design could go on it properly. And then she spent 2 days, Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th of April, 2 whole days from about 10 to 10:30 in the morning till at least 6 o'clock each night, painting the design that was obviously approved by whoever approves that is involved in the Maggie's Penguin Parade. She painted it on the statue. Luckily, I asked on Facebook. I said it in the local attractions video. Sometimes you have to ask. I was lucky. I was able to get permission from the artist, Miss Redgate, and actually the community officer at Asda, Curtin, Samantha, because I kind of know because my mum works there. And I was able to get permission from both Asda and the artist to go along, take a few photos, and I took a few photos on the Saturday while she was actually painting the design on the statue, and that's a unique thing as well. Again, I was able to. I wasn't able to spend a huge amount of time on it Saturday because I had to go to Perth for a wrestling event and I had to prepare for that. But then I had to leave quite early because there was providing a bus, and I had to make sure I was up to the bus on time. But I spent a little while taking a few photos while she was in the process of painting the design on it. Talked to her a little bit, and she seemed very nice, very, very friendly. Seemed to really be enjoying doing it. Couldn't get down on the Sunday, but after I did the graffiti wall video that I've done on Monday, I went in Asda to pick up something. Had my camera with me because I took photos of the graffiti wall as well. You can see that video on my YouTube channel. It's just a repainted mural on kind of the side wall of Asda Curtin. It's a little wall. It's been painted for years, but they've just repainted with a fresh mural on it. So that is up there. That video is up there. I just did the video and included all the pictures, but it looks really, really good. I hope it will stay looking that great for quite a while. Hopefully a couple of years at least. And I went in, the penguin was still on display in Asda, and I took a few photos of the completed penguin. So it looks really, really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole Maggie's Penguin Parade. So those opportunities I've been taking, those kind of unique opportunities have presented themselves to me, and I said I've had the time and the opportunity, thankfully, on all these occasions, and what I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes, because this is going to be a little bit a longer video, but I took the time, I had the time and the opportunity and I took advantage of it. You know, number one, I keep saying on these, it's building up your photo or video library. You can possibly also use these photos and pieces of video further down, further down the line. So when you've got your photo from this position to start, like say the Maggie's Penguin Parade, if there was any such similar event I could get to, then I could take that. I could use it for the coverage of the event as it's going on, and then at the end of the event, I could maybe put a video together, kind of telling some of the story about it. I could use it further down the line. It may come in handy for another video. I know sometimes I have done quite a bit. You'll use previous things like you're seeing on this video, old bits of video or bits of video that I've already uploaded. But sometimes again it comes in handy. Things you can think of. Well, sometimes it leads to things. It may lead to other ideas for YouTube, etc., or ideas and projects. Like I've said in these 3 videos. But I think really taking advantage of these, especially the historic ones, especially if you think, right, there are these unique opportunities, they're not going to happen again, and it's a little bit of piece of history, even if it's just local history, or a subject that you're interested in. I think it can be good enough for you to actually take advantage of, and you should. Again, you get photos and videos that perhaps sometimes be unique, and also again, it may form a story later on that you may want to tell, or you may want to go back to at some point, or may even eventually in the future, in the far future, maybe to provide maybe a project that you maybe get involved with some organisation years down the line. You say, well, you know what, I actually took pictures of a penguin being painted in 2018. I can provide you with some photos. You never know what's going to happen further down the line. I actually do also want to include in this video, because I know this video will go about 20 minutes at least, talking about the second part of the unique opportunities. Now, this is not going to interest everybody. It's talking about well-known celebrities or people of renown visiting your city or your local area. I'll try and keep this kind of brief. It depends on who you're interested in. These days, I've been involved with the local wrestling company for quite a few years now. And I'm a huge wrestling fan, as you can see from my channel. And I met many legends and Hall of Famers and current stars that have been through the doors and into the ring of the local SWE promotion. So that's been great. I've been able to photograph them in matches, take video of them during their appearances, whatever. And that's really interested me. I've also seen a couple of royal couples here in Dundee. I saw the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh a few years ago, but I saw them a couple of years ago when they opened Slessor Gardens. Now, I also saw William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, a few years ago now. Also, actually, here in Dundee. Now, both those couples were visiting different areas of Dundee. I went to see William and Kate actually at the Discovery Point, and that's one thing. If you're just a hobbyist, you just really just a member of the public. Sometimes the wait there can be a little bit annoying. The couple occasions, like the Royals and one I'm going to mention later on, I had to wait there for maybe about an hour or two. So sometimes the wait can be frustrating, but if you get there at a decent time, you can get a good position. Again, so you can take photos and videos at a good, decent angle, so you're not having to really crop them in or zoom them in to try and get a decent bit of footage photo worth using. So I got some good footage of William and Kate going into the Discovery Point. I actually got a decent picture of them coming off the Discovery as well. So that was kind of worth going down to. Hadn't seen them in person before, and it was their first royal visit together to the city. Maybe even his first royal visit to the city. I'm not entirely sure. It may not be, but I know they both study at St Andrews. But certainly when it comes to as a royal couple, it was their first official visit. The Queen Duke of Edinburgh, that was unique because that may very well be their last visit as a royal couple. It's the longest, I believe it's now the longest royal marriage in British history. And we knew the rumours, and well, it wasn't confirmed, but there was the rumours going about at that time about 2 years ago now, that he was retiring, which he has done from royal duties. And so I went down there to the Slessor Gardens. I said it was the opening of Slessor Gardens. I went down and got a couple of good pictures of them. Not together, unfortunately. I didn't get a really great one of them really together, because I really wish I had the Tamron 18400 millimeter zoom lens at that point, because I may have got them a better picture of them coming out of the royal car. But they're obviously kept separate for security reasons. But I got good pictures. The reason why I would say take advantage of people who you're interested in, if they're visiting your city or your local area, is obvious, because if you're interested enough, and I always say, I'm not a royalist. I consider myself Scottish, not British, and not a royal subject. The royals really don't excite me, but it's more about the history, and again, content for YouTube, social media, etc. That really made me decide, because I was on the fence with them about going down to see them. I was thinking, will I go down, will I not go down, and just said I wasn't doing anything in those days, which again, time and opportunity can really bring it into you. Obviously, if you don't have the time or the opportunity, you won't also be able to attend these events. But I decided to go down, get content for YouTube, etc. So I really, it depends. As I said, it depends on who you're interested in. There are people who like some of many of the reality shows I wouldn't bother going down and seeing. But some perhaps like the royals, say, or even former President Obama came in, or even Donald Trump, I would honestly go down just to try and get some photos or video of him visiting Dundee. I would honestly just do that, just to put it up on YouTube. And again, there are varying reasons why you would choose to or not to go down. I would also say the final reason, because I want to wrap this video up. One of the reasons I would advise people to try and take advantage of some of these unique opportunities, whether it's public events, one-off events like a bid send-off, or Olympic Flame, or K Road Bridge 50th anniversary celebrations, or whatever it is that sometimes you can, obviously, things like photos and videos, you can look back at them, if you keep them, for years to come. And as I said earlier, you maybe use them down the line, or even just looking at yourself personally, for your own personal use of, well, and think that was a great day, because it can create great memories. Not just the photos, but you can think you'll have the memory of that day, or of that experience of going down to somewhere to see someone, or at a public event, and you may get a great memory of, wow, I remember going down and photographing that event, and it was such a fun day, or it was an exciting day, or I got exactly what I wanted, or I didn't get exactly what I wanted. It's always a learning experience, as is life. But sometimes it can create those absolutely unique moments that you will always remember. I'm not going to say that if you go down to see somebody that they'll take an instant liking to you and invite you to come along with them. But if it's something like seeing the Dalai Lama in 2012 at the Caird Hall, I went down there. I wasn't able to get through the lottery thing, a ticket for the event, but I just wanted to try and get see him in person, visiting Dundee, and actually say that I could see him again. Have like the Royals. That was well before the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh and the William and Kate visits, but that's the kind of idea. So I thought he would just wave to the crowd, meet the dignitaries, which included the actor Brian Cox, who I keep missing here in Dundee. Every time he's here, I'm always somewhere else or busy, unfortunately. But I just thought you would meet them, wave quickly to the crowd, go up into the Caird Hall, and the event would begin, and then he would whisk away afterwards. But he actually stood on the top of the steps at the Caird Hall and spoke. He made a quick speech to the crowd. So that was amazing. I didn't expect that, and that's a unique memory. And I could also say I heard His Holiness the Dalai Lama speak right here in Dundee. So often it can be the memories of attending these public events that really prove the ultimate benefits of you taking the time and opportunity to go to them.